Hi the vlogs and welcome back to another video. So today guys, I decided to rate all the Hypixel Minigames in one video. Anyways, let's just get straight into the video. So, I'm gonna start off by rating Bedwars, the good old Bedwars, the good old legendary minigame. And so me myself, I really like Bedwars. Bedwars is probably the best minigame on the entire server in my opinion, because I've played it for so long, but it just never gets boring. So this minigame actually deserves a place on the S tier. Next up we got arcade games, and arcade games is also a very great minigame. Like, it's not one minigame, it's a lot of them. I really like arcade games. I love most of the games that are in there. For example, party games and just all of them. Mini walls. Yeah, they're just great. So this one also deserves a place on S tier. Next up we have Arena Brawl, and I can't say that I'm a huge fan of this minigame, but I don't really have an opinion other than that it's not that great, so I'll just place it on D tier without, you know, telling y'all why, because I don't know why. It's just not that great. Next up we have Build Battle, and I think most of y'all that usually watch my streams knows that I'm a huge fan of Build Battle. I think it's a very nice, it's a great minigame, and it's pretty skill based because you need to be creative, and you need to combine certain blocks to make it look good. It's skill based, but really not that hard at the same time, so I would put it on A tier. Next up we have the walls, and I have actually never played this game, believe it or not, but I have never played it, so I can't even give my opinion on it. So it will have to sit over here on have not played. Next up we have Warlords, and I don't really have an opinion on this minigame either, but I know a lot of people who really likes it, so it's gonna have to be on C tier, because I have tried it. It wasn't super fun, but it wasn't boring either, so it will sit over here on the C tier. Next up we have Turbo Cards Racers, and so this is also a minigame that I've never ever tried. I've never played it because I just don't know. And then we have UHC Champions, and I think this is a great minigame. It's really fun, but it takes forever to play. So let's say I start playing the game and then it's dinner time and I can't even finish the game. That is just really annoying, you know, that happens all the time. But it still deserves a place on B tier, because it's a great minigame, it's very skill based, and yeah, it just deserves a place on B tier. And then we have one of my personal favorites, which is Tnt Tag. What did I just say? Tnt Tag? Oh my god. So I think TNT games should be placed on A tier, because I really love all the TNT minigames, like Tnt Tag, Tnt Run, and is it called Tnt Wizard? Is it called Tnt Wizard? Next up we have duels, and I'm a huge fan of all the duels. Like, you could play combo duels, you could play the bridge, you could play UHC. What else could you play? You could play classic, you could play bow duels. There's just so many of them. You could practice all your combat skills, and I think it deserves a place on A tier because it's just so great. I think most of y'all could agree with me that this deserves a place on the A tier list. Yeah, but once again, this is just my personal opinion. I really think it deserves a place on A tier. Next up we have Mega Walls, and I have actually tried this game once, but I didn't even finish the game, so I can't really give my opinion. But I can't set it at have not played, since, you know, I have played it, just never finished it, so it's gonna have to be on E tier. Okay, so mid-video I just wanted to let y'all know that there's this thing called subscribe. There's this big sexy red button below the video. You can just scroll down and press it, because you know it helps so much. The fun fact, subscribing is actually a thing, you know. You could subscribe right now. Yeah, back to the video. Next up we have Skywars, and I really like Skywars. It's a great minigame. It's really hard though, like it's a quick minigame. But it's hard as hell. For me, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys find it easy, but I find it really hard. But I still think it deserves a place on B tier, because it doesn't really get that tiring, but it's really hard. But yeah, I would just, yeah, it's on B tier. Next up we have Blitz, and I think this is a great minigame. Like, I don't really have an opinion on it. I just think it's great. It's really fun. It does get a little bit old, and it could get tiring after a while, but it's pretty fun. It is a great minigame, but it gets tiring, so I would put it at C tier. And then we have Murder Mystery, and I actually don't have that much experience with this game. I know what it is, I know what it's like, but I just don't get all the hype that is around it. So I'm gonna put it on D tier. And then we have Paintball Warfare, which I've heard of. I know a lot of people like it, but once again, I haven't tried it, so I don't have an opinion on the game. So it will just sit, yeah, here once again. And then we have Cops and Crims, which I also haven't played that much, but when I played it, I found it pretty interesting. It wasn't anything so special, it wasn't that great, but it wasn't boring, it was quite fun. So I would actually set it on D tier, together with Murder Mystery and Arena Brawl. Because again, I don't really have an opinion on it, but it's pretty fine. And then we have Smash Heroes, which I know what it is. I have played it a bunch of times, but I have never been into the game. Once again, I have friends that thinks it's really cool, but again, I don't have an opinion, so I'm just gonna put it on D tier. Because it's pretty cool, but it's not that super great, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it here. And so these last ones, I actually don't know what they are. I did some research, but I just couldn't find what they could have been. So I have no clue what these are. So I'm just gonna put them right over here. Freaking garbage.